Hey everybody, it's Brad here at Wild Boys Brewery. I'm going to check out another one of my beers today. It's the International Belgian style IPA that I made a while back. Been drinking on it, like it pretty good. Sent out to a couple people. They said they liked it. So I was going to go over it a little bit today. Call it the International because it's got ingredients from all over the world in it. It's got the malt bill is Canada Malting Canadian Pale 2-row. It's got 12 pounds of that. It's got 1.5 pounds of Munich malt. It's got 1 pound of sugar in it. It's got 1 pound of Care Munich 40 from France. 1/2 pound of Care Vienna from France. Then the hop bill on it is 1 ounce of Pacific Jade first wort hopping. It's got 1 ounce of Pacific Jade at 30 minutes, 1 ounce of, and those are New Zealand hops. And then it's got 1 ounce of Galaxy from Australia at 10, 1 ounce of Sriracha Ace, which is a Japanese hop, at 5 minutes. And then I whirlpooled 1 ounce of Mariike and Sriracha Ace, and the Mariike is a New Zealand hop. For 20 minutes, whirlpooled at the end, and then I dry hopped with 1 ounce of Galaxy, Mariike, and Sriracha Ace. And then the yeast I used was the Belgian Ardennes, which is Y yeast 3522. Did a 152 minute or 152 Fahrenheit 1 hour mash. And that's pretty much all the notes. The specs on it is a 7-gallon batch boiled down to 6. Then by the time I transferred the fermenter, it was a little right around 6 gallons. It was a 1074 original gravity. The color was a 9.3 SRM. The IBUs are 91.4. And let's see, that's pretty much all the specs on it. And then I did my normal things that I do. Whirl flock last 15 minutes of the boil. 1/4 ounce of white yeast nutrient last 15 minutes. And that's all the specs on it. So we will go ahead and check it out. And I did colored labels, but I usually use those to send out, so this is the black and white version of it. I did the globe with the flags all around it. I can put a colored, I'll put a colored picture of the label up on the beginning, so you'll see that when the video starts. Got good carbonation, good hiss. Get a pour on it. I got a little aggressive with it there at the end. Got about 3 fingers ahead on it. It's got a good, nice copper, red to light brown color, kind of a copperish orange red color. The head is just like pure velvet. It's got small and big bubbles both. A little bit off-white. Try to get a nose on it through this massive monster head. Oh yeah, just picking up those wonderful New Zealand, Australian, and Japanese hops. They smell great. Fruity, herbal. Got a little bit of grapefruit in there. If you haven't used any of these hops, I suggest checking them out if you want to just try something different. And then Big Dan suggested that we do the Belgian Ardennes yeast in it. I like Belgian style IPAs pretty good. This particular yeast strain does not put a whole lot of Belgian yeast flavor into it. It puts just enough to kind of complement the hops. They play really well together. if you want something that's going to put a whole lot of that Belgian yeast in there, that kind of funky flavor that the Belgian yeast has, that's not the strain to use. I'd use one of the other ones, but this one's a great one for an IPA. Just, you can just smell the bitterness coming out of this thing, but it smells good. It's just a real pleasant mix of all the hops. It's just has almost a kind of a fruity, tropical candy kind of smell to it. And it's got some spice notes in it too, and then you can smell a little bit of the malt coming through on it. Let's go ahead and get a taste on it. Cheers. Very nice. Comes across with that nice, tasty, herbal, fruity, hoppy profile, immediately followed by a big wave of bitterness. And then the bitterness builds on the back end as you swallow it. The yeast gives it a nice, it helps accentuates the hop profile. It's real nice. Comes on real smooth. Get that nice creamy mouthfeel, the yummy taste of the hops. Follows the nose very well. You can see it's got real good lacing on it. Head sticking around on it real good. And it's not, even though it's close to 100 IBU beer, it drinks really nice. And you can definitely tell the bittering's there, but it's just really smooth, and it goes well with food. I like drinking stuff like this that's smooth better with my meal than I do something like that's just real harsh and hot bomb, which I like those too, don't get me wrong, but they're more like standalone, drinking without actually eating anything. If I was going to give this beer a grade, I'd probably give it a B+. It ain't my favorite IPA, but it's a real good one. I'd definitely do it again. It's definitely, if you want to check out a different kind of Belgian style IPA, this is a good one to check out. The hops taste really good in it. This one's been in the bottle for a little while. So I bottled it on 10/22/12, and it's 7.88 ABV, so it's a almost 8% beer. And I carbonated it a little bit higher than I normally do. I carbonated this one at 2.8 volumes. I usually do most of mine around 2.5, depending on the style. But I thought and that's part of the reason the head's sticking around so good on it, because it's got a little more carbonation in it. It's a very nice drinking beer. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll wrap it up. Don't really have anything else to show you on, we'll use this as my Homebrew Wednesday video. I don't have anything else to show you. Nothing else is going on. I'm going to transfer my Belgian triple chocolate stout over in the secondary, and I'm going to put it on the cocoa nibs. It's done been in the primary now for almost a month. Go ahead and transfer it over to secondary, and I'm going to leave it on the cocoa nibs probably for another month, and then I'll bottle it. Still haven't bottled my Imperial Pumpkin Ale. My amber's still going. I haven't transferred it over to secondary either, the East Coast Blaster. So until I get some of those bottled up, I'm not going to brew again, so I may not brew again until after the first of the year. So I'll just do updates on those as I get them bottled and so forth, and maybe do a few reviews on some other beers I picked up, so look for those. I will see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the review. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.